Hey you guys, so I had a really serious reading before that took everything out of me. So let's see what this one says, because I hope this is a little bit more jovial. Things are changing. Some of you might be getting married or engaged, or you might meet someone and instantly fall in love, like the coolest meet cute in the whole world. You know this is coming for some of you. Some of you are like, I have been through hell and back, and I heard this thing balance, right? So because of how bad everything was, something really amazing has to be coming, right? And it's like, yeah, that's what they say. You're looking out for this King of Cups. You're like, where is he? Where is he? Right? I'm trying to grow a beautiful life for us so that when he comes in, because he took way too long. Right? It feels like you've been waiting forever for this. But the truth is, you've been rejecting a lot of people that were bridges, that were just steps in the right direction. And when you keep rejecting something, the universe stops giving it to you. No communication, which might be why they didn't come in, because you've had the strength to reject things. But the fact that you didn't practice, you're not ready for the relationship. Everything you learn from each relationship, no matter how short-lived it is a lesson that prepares you for the next person. In my last reading, I had mentioned that a lot of people sometimes... What was I saying? Oh, the reason you haven't found the person you're with, and the reason the person that's waiting for you hasn't found you, is because you guys are stuck in the wrong relationship. When you keep fighting for the wrong relationship instead of just letting it go so that you can finally meet the person you're meant to meet. So here you are single and you're like, where is he? He's in the wrong relationship, fighting for something that's never going to work. And it's not until he figures out, and then he leaves, and chances are by then you're in another wrong relation. You know what I mean? The timing's never right, because neither one of you will leave when you're supposed to leave the relationship, no matter how much the universe keeps trying. Oh, no, the guy trying to save you and help you. They're like, now, break up with him now. This is over. Yeah. Here, show her the truth so she could just leave. And then you see the truth, and instead of leaving, you're like, we can work on this, right? Because you used to watch like Growing Pains or some TV show that said, we can get through anything. And instead of giving you self-worth and value and finding a partner that values you and would never do those things to you. Nunca en su vida va a hacer esa cosa. I want another happy deck. This one. This is the True Heart. Okay. So far, something's going to change. You might finally meet this person. You're at a 9 of Cups level, dropping your burdens. You're ready for a commitment, right? You know it's coming. You know this person's finally going to be well off, and you're going to have this new passionate beginning, or so we're all hoping for, right? Like, isn't that like everybody's dream? And then you meet them and you're like, this guy? Well, guess what? He might be looking at you and being like, this girl? Like, forget the vessel and look at the soul. Are you compatible? Because that person might be the most perfect person for you, mind and spirit. And you never know. They might make you orgasm like you've never orgasmed in your life, but you will never know because you've already prejudged them, right? So look at a person's soul, their character, their morals, who they are. Not that they're 6 feet tall and they look fine, because those are the guys that tend to cheat. Not all of them. So here you are looking for your King of Cups, all stressed out. Where is he? But the only person coming around is your ex, and you're like, oh, should I take him back? I don't want to go back there. I keep trying to grow myself. I want this new beginning, but I just keep this. The only person that keeps coming back is right? This person, the Emperor that I've been waiting for, he never shows up. And so I'm left here juggling. I'm pissed because I want success and I want love and lust. Oh, I miss lust. And I keep having to reject these fools. I have all this love to give and I have no one to give it to. The offers that I'm getting are like blah, like ugh, por favor. And I'm just waiting. Like, I'm disciplined. I'm self-disciplined enough to wait for this person. You know, maybe you've been celibate. I mean, maybe you have a vibrator or whatever, but switch the roles. You know, you might have a flesh stick, so be it. You know, but you're like, I'm saving myself for this person. Like, I've been waiting forever. It's freezing out here by myself, right? I just want this love, and I just want to be happy. Where is it? Still no communication. Judgment. I probably shouldn't have taken that big pile, but let's see what happens. So then, what happened here? Oh. So then the universe says, 10 of Pentacles is over. Your long-term stability? Hold on. You're looking for marriage, or maybe you were supposed to get married with your ex. You had this 9 of Cups, and you were ready to release your burdens and have this, but that's not happening. So that might have been your past, where you thought like this was the one, and this is who I'm supposed to be with. But the universe was like, no, look at how he's peeling her skin off. No, this is not who you are. This is not who you're meant to be with. I'm going to show you who you really are and who you're really meant to be with. Ay, Dios mío. I could get down with this. This reading's resonating with me. Okay. And then it says, I'm going to show you. You're going to know intuitively who this person is. And you're going to have a passionate beginning. Like, we're talking about ordering food 3 meals a day because you guys are under the covers, making up for all that last time that you guys didn't have the sex that you needed. This person's going to blow your mind, lick you from head to toe, from your hair follicles to your toenails, doing whatever you need, right? All that love that you had, you can now give it. The universe stepped in and made this decision. Now you will have love. It's not perfect, right? Could be like a past love or like a soulmate love, something that you feel. You know, you guys might stress each other out and reject it. Why? Hold on. It's a reconciliation that's being rejected. 2 of Cups. This is all working in your favor. Okay, let's look at it from another point of view, because this... you know that it's coming. King of Pentacles, this new beginning. Finally, you have someone to give your love to. The universe steps in and you have love, right? But then you get, oh, a conflict arises when one of your past people comes back in. So you guys are all happy, but then, of course, the temptation has to come in. The test has to happen. So you guys start arguing when one of their past friends comes in, and you're heartbroken, and you're thinking about rejecting this. Like, you see how the past person was spying? And as soon as the past person saw that, wait a minute, my person might be happy and moving on, I got to come fuck this up, right? Because that's what exes do, right? They didn't want them when they had them, right? Which is why they're not together. But as soon as they want to move on, they're like, wait, I got to go fuck that shit up. So both of you know better now. You're both adults. You've been through ups and downs. You know your exes. You know what they're coming to do. Both of you need to have the strength to cut out your options. Both of you, not just one of you, both of you have to understand that these are all tests that are meant to destroy love. Remember that spiritual warfare? Love. And both of you need to be disciplined enough. You have enough information and knowledge to cut out all the things that are going to destroy your relationship. It has to be a choice. That's what love is. It's a choice. And the thing is that some people say they're weak. They're not weak. They just chose to give in to their lust and desire, right? They chose to give in to the what if versus the what I have right in front of me. Interesting. It's like no reversals in here, right? So you thought a lot about it. You don't want to let this go. You're now codependent. You're not independent anymore. Because now... Well, some people might say you're codependent. Some people might say you're in a relationship, so you're giving part of yourself. To me, that's codependent energy. Now you're so enthralled in this relationship. You want this person so bad that you're willing to put up with everything and anything, which is not good. So hopefully you guys are learning this and you have this this is the conversation you need to have. Like, look, I care about you and that you need to understand. And don't get me wrong. If the person's weak, the person's is weak. Because I have this conversation with everybody and they still cheat, right? Because they're stupid. And you just let them know, like, look, we're going to be tested. God is going to test us. And I guarantee you, all your exes are going to start coming back now because they feel that you're moving on, right? And I'm with you and I love you and we can have an amazing future. That's why God's testing you to see if you deserve a future with me, right? So it's up to both of us when our exes come back to cut them off, to remove and eliminate all options so that you and I actually have a chance to build this the way that it was meant to be. And even if you have that conversation, a piece of shit motherfucker is going to cheat because that's who he is. And that's when you know what you're dealing with. Because someone that looks at you and says, I've never had anybody speak to me this way. I've never had anybody love me and try to protect the relationship this early on. Some people think, oh, now is the time that you get to mess up and screw around because then, then you build the strength and then you grow as a couple. Wrong mentality. You want someone that sees you for who you are now and is willing to save everything that you're meant to have, right? I mean, take it as you may. Not a lot of people think like me. So I'm reading for the people that are on the same level or get what I'm saying. So here you are working hard for this stability and it falls apart because there's a lot of people that are coming back. There's an absence of passion here. Why? Third party. He took forever. He comes back. And then, like I said, here come his exes. And for some of you, the person's going to be weak. For some of you, they're not. I can't tell you what's going to happen because this is not a personal reading. This is a general reading. I'm just giving you information so you guys can have the proper conversations and see the benchmarks and decide what it is that you're going to do when that time comes. Cool. I educate. So, you're looking for success. You're working hard on this. I think both of you are working hard on this. I think it's really harder for them, or you, I don't know who it is, it might be you. It's really hard for them to turn away temptation. But they are rejecting it because they love you. They don't have much to offer. They know that you're more successful than they are. But they know this is a good thing and they don't want to mess it up. It's taking all the strength they have not to stray, to stay faithful because they're happy with their empress. I was hoping this is going to go in the right way. There's no communication. That's the judgment. They would rather stay home with you and be isolated and offer you love. Thank you, God. Finally. Right? It's over with the last person because they were a fool. Well, duh. Or you were a fool. We don't know who did what. Some of you guys, it's you. You're the bad guy. Indecision. Well, that's why when the exes pop up, you guys have to have this conversation. You guys have issues when these exes pop up and it breaks your heart, even though that they're rejecting them, because you're like, you see the turmoil in your partner. You see how difficult this is. And the fact that you see how many exes are popping up is going to turn one of you guys off. Like, okay, 1 or 2 I get, but like we're on 7, 8, 9, 10 right now. Like, what the fuck were you doing? Who, right? And both of you have, I hope you have this discussion about temptation and cutting stuff off, and that makes you defensive because you have this conversation deep down inside. Some of you feel like maybe your person's not doing it. The worst thing that you want is a guy that says, I need closure. That's bullshit. They're gonna try and see if they can get back with that person, or they're gonna try and fuck them one more time before they commit to you. I don't trust people that say I need closure. You need closure. I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be supervising. No, Myra. We're all adults, and and then you find out they fucked and they've been fucking, and then you're like, oh, I should have never let them. No. If somebody's with you, why did you choose me then? Why did you ask me to be your girlfriend? Why, if this is how you feel about another human being? What are we doing here? You got to have these conversations. They're hard, but you got to have them. So you don't feel like a pre-empress anymore. You feel unloved. You're a little stressed out now. You're stressed out. This love is not giving you stress. You have to make a choice because now you're suffering. Now, for some of you, it's the mental prison you put yourself in because of the experiences you had or because of this reading. I'm going to be honest with you. Inception, right? Be careful what you listen to. This reading's not going to be for everyone. Do not try to make it fit. If this is not your situation, don't do it. If anything, the only thing you should be taking from this reading is, I never thought about having a conversation with someone about that. Maybe we should talk about, like, we're going to get tempted by other people. And, you know, like, I know if you've watched all my readings, you're like, this bitch does like 8,000 things. Yes, I do like 8,000 things because I have more time than most people. I got ordained as a minister online, right? But unlike other people who get ordained, I actually read all the books. So I know about like hand fasting, different religions. I study different religions and love in different religions because I had the school, the intimacy school, which I let go of. And now I'm trying to rebuild it because I want to have a mobile, I don't want to have to go into a job every day. I want to have a mobile business, which is why I started doing tarot, because I have a gift, right? So please donate if you can, if you like my readings. But I don't remember what the purpose of this whole conversation was. I don't remember. You're stressed out. Oh, don't believe Inception, blah, blah, blah. So you need to have discernment. You need to know when you're fed information, what are you taking and what are you dismissing? Because the one thing that I have in common with my closest friends is when we walk into a seminar and people try to feed us bullshit, we look at each other and we're like, that was some bullshit. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, you did. Okay, cool. So we know that we're both rejecting that. And then other people are like, oh my God, they're a genius. I never saw something like that. And the two of us are like, you're being brainwashed. Like, you don't see it. You know what I mean? Because we're more woke than the people who don't know. They're being led, you know, like the Pied Piper. Same thing here. You have to have discernment to know when you're watching a tarot card reading, no matter how much you love the tarot card reader, they're not doing anything to hurt you. They're reading for whoever they're reading for, but it might not be you. It might be someone else. And then you try to make it fit, and then you get upset that it's not working in your situation because it was never meant for you. Readings are meant for specific people. So sometimes, that's why I always say, if you see a reading and it's not resonating with you, either fast forward a little bit and see if it starts resonating with you, because sometimes, like me, I read 2 to 3 readings per reading usually, you know, when I do signs and stuff like that. So the first reading might not resonate with you. I really do need to start timestamping them. The second reading might not resonate with you, but the third one does. You know what I mean? But you won't know that if you don't listen to the reading. So I am going to start timestamping them because that only makes sense, right? So just be careful what you listen to. You have to be strong enough to filter, like a colander, what should stay and what should go. Okay? Just want to make sure we're on the same page. 7 of, you're working hard to make this work. You've lost your, you're having mental towers because you're losing your faith, because there's so many exes that are coming back. It's a trigger. This is what this is a trigger for you. But you know that you're doing well. I always forget how much I love this deck until I actually start using it again. And then I'm like, I really love this deck, which is why I always keep it. I never put this down. Like, I'm going to rotate my cards now, some of them. But I never, wait a minute. What just happened here? Hold on. Okay, so this is what happened. This one goes here with this one. This one goes here. Okay. I should use the Golden Girls one more often, but I'm kind of over it. Ooh, you've lost your intuition. Okay. So, you were waiting your whole life for this Emperor. And here he comes, but so many people from his past are popping up. And you're like getting uncomfortable. And they seem to be cutting them off. But you're getting your mind is being attacked. And it could be their energies that are like, wait a minute, what do you mean? You don't want to hang out with me. You always want to hang out with me. And he's like, I have a girlfriend. And they're like, what the fuck? So now all of that energy of all these women that are pissed, that's coming back to your relationship. And here you are, Page of Swords, hearing these things, listening. Some of you might even start looking at their text messages and DMs to make sure that they're not doing anything wrong, which is an invasion of privacy. And you shouldn't do that unless you feel like they're cheating, like if their routine has changed, that's a sign, you know. But if nothing has changed and you guys are still going around the same way and you don't see them sneaking off on their phone other than to tell people to like back the fuck off, and then they show you because they care about you, they're like, look, I just told her to leave me alone. You know what I mean? But even those guys the next day might be like, hey, sorry about that. You know, I don't know what I was thinking. I do miss you and blah, blah, blah. I'm just letting you know, there are guys like that, right? But I'm hoping and praying that's not what you're dealing with. We live in a very loose, almost Babylonian-like society where it's like God, Sodom, it's becoming Sodom and Gomorrah. And I'm not a crazy Christian or anything. Don't get mad at me that I said that. Where I'm like, oh my God, the God and Bible. No. Not at all. I'm just using it as an example of how loose society has become in so many ways. You know what I mean? So there's just so much more gray where they used to be black and white, right? Too much blurring of the lines. And that's why stuff like this happens. But I feel like in this reading, because you're both having such open dialect, and for the first time, both of you feel at peace with your partner, that you can have these discussions, that respect that's being built in this relationship that probably wasn't there with other relationships. Maybe it was, I don't know. I think that's what's the foundation that's building this and making it stronger for this person to say back off, because now for the first time they feel like they have a teammate, an ally, someone that is closer to forever than any of the other people. And sometimes the resurgence of the ex reminds you, hardly ever for men. Men are more weak than women. That's why women have kids. That's why women hold the family down. That's why women can be single moms. Just saying. They, like they're looking at it and they're like, I really got lucky with this one. Like I could never talk this freely or be this way with any of these other girls. They would have lost their mind. They would have broken my car window, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, so, I mean, this is what I'm getting. I don't know people like this, but, I just heard that song. She bust the windows out your car, right? And then I saw Beyonce with the baseball bat. So that's what I was saying. Like, some of these girls that they dated before are nothing like you, who's calm and steady and peaceful. And if you're one of these like chihuahuas, I call them, those kind of girls, oh my God, then I'm not reading for you. She's like, I'm not a chihuahua. If you got offended, you're a chihuahua. 5 of Swords. There's a lot of people from their past. It's really getting on your nerves. But you're looking for success because you love this person and you're working hard on it, and it's taking all the strength you have to just let it slide. You're pissed. They're like, hey, baby, you want some coffee? And you're like, I'm good. Okay. They're like, what's the matter? Nothing. Because the 17th person has popped up and you're like, how many people, and they're like, no, but I'm not talking to them. I'm trying to make it work with you. Don't ruin a good thing. If you have a good man that's literally doing this and they're rejecting people, don't ruin a good thing. I'm here to tell you, like, be very careful. I mean, don't get me wrong. If if their routine changes, then something's wrong. But, just give them the love. Love them until you can't love them anymore, because if they do mess with you or they do hurt you, you walk away with a clear conscience knowing you did everything you were supposed to do. And no matter what you did, you couldn't make it work. Whereas opposed to you holding back and withdrawing, and then you're giving them reason to be like, well, I don't want to be in this relationship because I'm not getting the love that I wanted. I'm not getting everything that I was supposed to get. Why would I give up being with these women when you're not even loving me or treating me the way you did in the beginning because you're upset and you're angry when I'm doing the right thing and I'm cutting girls off? Like, I can't control that I had all these women in my past. It happened, So, like, did you see what I'm saying? They're trying to offer you what they can. You have far more than they do. And the judgment is, some of you are pregnant, are going to have a kid with this person. Both of you are trying to make this grow. Both of you are very passionate about each other, but there is a Queen of Wands here, which usually means that there is an ex that's so vindictive and psychotic that she wants this person back. And that that is stressing you out. They have, there's on my Instagram page, I don't know what the handle is. I think it might be Tarot Cheerleader without the R, or the Tarot Cheerleader. I can't remember. I have a license plate that I found of, I'm doing this thing with license plates, and it says that crazy ex. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's what this bitch is. She's that crazy ex that you're like, fuck. And just, you know, there was somebody, a tarot reader, that said, it was really profound. She was like, when you talk to your man, like when he tells you about this girl, be like, don't worry about that. She's just trying to break us up. Like, just ignore her, just block her, not a big deal. And the fact that you're so calm, I learned this a long time ago, you do the opposite of what people expect if you want to get the reaction you want. So if they expect you to be wild and crazy, you just stay calm. If they expect you to be calm, you get a little crazy. You know, you do the opposite of what people expect. So they expect you to get upset about it. You just stay calm and you're like, you know what? They're just trying to break us up. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, you know, people are really, really, really defensive or offended about how much we love each other and how chill our life is. Like, everyone's trying to destroy it. So let's not feed them. Let's just go have sex right now, or let's do this, or, you know, let's plan something. Let's go on vacation. Like, you know, do the exact opposite. Be stronger than the people who are outside trying to get back in that they can't get back in, right? They want the ex back. And you're like, no. Now that he's happy, they want to come in because now he found an empress and they're no longer the main chick. They're no longer he's not even talking to them. High priestess, right? High priestess stays quiet. She knows everything. He's not even talking to them. He's like, yeah, I can't right now. I got a girl. Like, totally honoring this relationship. Again, communication. He's not even speaking to them. He's not communicating with them. He's not telling them nothing. And that's your judgment. You finally got a good man that would rather stay home with you and love you than look for other things. Wow. This is the reading I think we all are needed. But the question is, when is this going to happen? So let me just clear the board and then I'll pull another deck and see if there's any idea. I mean, I think it's going to be different for everyone because some of you are still stuck on your ex. You haven't let that go energetically. And until you let that go, you're not going to be able to move on. Some of you have met the person, but like I said here, remember when we were talking about it, that you prejudge them. You have to look into the person's soul and heart to find out if they're for you or not. And then others of you, it's just not time yet. Because like I said before, they're stuck in fuck situations that they need to have the strength to get out of so that they can finally meet you. And then the timing just hasn't been right. You know, but these are all excuses we make so that the story fits into whatever we want it to fit, right? Isn't that true? We just make excuses to make ourselves feel better. Just go out there, live your life, meet people, have a good time, flirt, go on a date. You know, I'm not telling you to go out there and sleep with, you know, Mo, Larry, and Curly, if you know what I mean. The Three Stooges. But, you know, stay away from any R. Kelly-like people, please. But, follow your intuition. And I think for final thoughts, we'll go with the Modern Love Tarot. Because those are my funnest decks, these. And then the tattoo. But I don't feel like tattoo tarot. Just one more because I feel like it needs... Oh, no. The card that popped out here is the Queen... Oh, why? The Queen of Pentacles. Something keeps telling me that you're more successful than this person. And that's very intimidating for them. Any final thoughts for the collective that this reading has... Oh. Be honest with each other. Purely, truly honest about what it is that you will not put up with. Set your boundaries early so that there's no... Well, you accepted it before. Why are you changing things now kind of thing? Let them think about whether or not they want to move forward knowing that these are the parameters and this is what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with. And then the truth is, when they do something that crosses that border, because they're going to test it. Men are like that. They're like, don't touch that. And they're like, you know? So you have to then do whatever you said you were going to do. Both of you are smart enough and wise enough and have been through enough oh, why? Page of Wands. To not be foolish with your bodies and your wands and everything that you've built. Right? To make this unstable. Something that's so good and so strong. And tell them, be like, we're building a foundation right now. And what we do now is going to determine how this, whether or not this falls apart later on. And have these real conversations, you know, and, you know, the slightest crack, everything's going to fall apart. So let's work on it. Let's make sure we don't get to this point where we have to forgive each other or we have to say, I'm sorry. Let's just do right by each other, you know? Let's get it right this time, right? All the times we got it wrong, let's get it right kind of thing. Because this is a 7 of Cups. You're growing, but look at that 7 of Cups. That 7 of Cups looks like an apology. Like, you know, like they fucked up already before their relationship even started. You see them texting other girls. You're like, why did you ask me to be your girlfriend? Why are we moving in together if you're still talking to other girls? Oh, no, but, you know, so just be straight up. You have a lot of love to give. Give it to the person that deserves it. You might meet somebody that's handicapped and they're the best person in the world for you. I told the story once that one of my, somebody that feels like home but looks different. Like I said, don't prejudge. One of my aunts, gorgeous, dated some of the most beautiful men in the world. They didn't, you know, there's always issues when you date a really, really hot, successful man, right? For the most part. Things people don't want to talk about, but it happens, right? And finally, she dated this man that had like one of those little hands, right? Like he can't, I don't even think he could use that hand. It was just like one of the little hands. And she gave him a shot because he was so charming and sweet. And out of all the men that she dated, that's the one she married. He bought her a mansion in Connecticut. Like, we go to their estate. I'm not well off. I talk a lot, right? I'm not well off right now. But I'm getting there because I made all the changes I needed to make because I stopped messing around with people because I'm going after my dreams. And now I believe that because I'm following the gift that God gave me, I'm going to now be blessed the way all the people in my life have been blessed because they went after what they wanted. Like, she went after him, even though a lot of people would have never paid that man mind. And in turn, the balance is that he gave her everything that she ever desired in life because he saw past his handicap or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to say deformity because I don't think it's a deformity. It's a gift from God so that he could weed through all the people that would have just used him. Now he's only seeing quality people that really are going to love him. And that's what he met. And in return, he gave her the most beautiful life that you could imagine. Is everything perfect? No, nobody's relationship is perfect. But they're not like cheating on each other and lying and deceiving and all these horrible things that I see when I do these, oh my God. Even when I do the readings, I'm like, oh my God, like I only went through a bad situation like that twice in my life, actually. And it was because I dated people that were outside of the scope of people I normally date. I was like, well, let me see. Maybe I'm too picky. Let me try and date somebody different. So yes, I told you, like, you know, don't judge anybody by the cover. It wasn't their soul that I was attracted to. I was just trying to date somebody different. Outside, you know, but deep down inside, when I dated these people, I knew there was something off about them. I knew that, I don't know, you know, and I was right about both of them, you know. So in the entire course of my life, now I trust my intuition. And I'm like, if I don't feel like there's something right about this person, I don't care what it is, I'm not dating them, you know. And I've been pretty good. I have a really good big dick radar. Like, usually I don't like a guy. If I'm attracted to a guy from across the room, he usually has a big dick. And I'm usually sexually satisfied. These 2 guys that I dated, 3 actually. But the other one wasn't as bad as these. But the guys that I was like, give this guy a chance, Myra. You never know. Worst sex of my life. All of them. All the 3 of them. The worst sex of my entire life. Because I know what's good for me. And I know what's not. Because my intuition tells me. And the other guys I've dated have all been very well off. Blah, blah, blah. So that's what I'm saying. Trust your intuition. But also open your scope. Because the first guy that I dated, I know, TMI, why do I keep talking to you guys? He looked like a pug, not attractive at all. Everyone was like, oh, when they first met him. Even I, when I saw him, I'd be like, oh. And then within like 30 seconds to 2 minutes, it kind of like blurred and warmed up. And then I remembered why I fell in love with him. And you know what I mean? And together we would have been a force to be reckoned with, you know? But so many people were like, he's so unattractive, Myra, blah, 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 blah. Literally one of my favorite guys I've ever dated in my life, because my soul recognized his soul. Because what is it? Real recognize real, right? And that's what I'm saying. Let your soul recognize the person that you're supposed to be with, not your eyes. Let your soul. That's what I was trying to say. I think going forward, my readings are going to be more concise and short. But until then, I'll just do story time with you guys. So yeah, you're going to recognize this person's soul. Stop talking, Myra. Okay, I'm stopping. And now let's do Oracle. Did we do Oracle? I don't think we did. No, we'll pull Oracle right now to finish off the reading. I'm talking so much in my readings. I don't like talking about myself. You're like, yo, it seems like you do. I'm literally being led to. The universe is like, you did not go through everything you went through not to share it with the world. So share it now. And I'm like, fuck, they're gonna think, you know. I'm only telling you the bad parts. I'm not telling you the good parts, you know. Like that I've been to 27 countries and I've lived my life, and you know, I've gone to over 150 concerts and I've met tons of celebrities and people. I've been very blessed in life, you know, but I'm just not good with money. I'm good when I have a lot of money in investing, but like, you know, like I've been to 27 countries. Usually it's like, okay, I made money, let's go on a trip, you know. Now I'm older and I've done everything. So I'm just doing my documentary, which fuels my passion for travel. And I'm just saving because now I'm like, okay, now it's time to save for your retirement. Now it's time to save for your house. You know, you've lived a good life. You can't sit there and be like, oh, well, I never lived my life. Now you're like, okay, I did everything I wanted to do in life. Now it's time to get married and have kids. Most people do the opposite. Oracle. Oh, that one flew out. I didn't even pick that one. It was like, me, you want me. I don't know if I picked from there. All right, let's go. The reason it hurts so much to separate is because our souls are connected. Some of you are going through a really, really big separation and it's killing you. But you were meant to meet this person and go through. It's so hard. I know. There's a reason you guys aren't together. Think about that. Is it because of you or is it because of them? Can you guys communicate? You know, again, story time. Sorry. For example, the person that I was dating was talking to way too many women. And I was like, look, just let me go through your phone, right? How else are you supposed to solve trust issues, right? Let me go through your phone. And he was like, yeah. But as soon as I got to a certain point, he was always rip the phone out of my hands. How is that going to, you know, it's only causing more distrust, right? Clearly you can't be trusted because you know there's stuff on your phone that shouldn't be there. You're still doing shady stuff, right? So clearly that relationship wasn't gonna, our souls are connected. I love them. I know that we were supposed to be a power couple together, but they didn't do the work and they're too weak. They give into their lust so quickly. Somebody texts them and they're ready to go, forgetting completely that they have a partner. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, I'll just be gone. And then they disappear for a few hours to go hit it and entertain another energy and then come back like nothing happened. That causes a lot of frustration. So you might be frustrated because you know that you missed out on something with someone that you felt like, you know what it is? We all come here with soul contracts. You know that contract was supposed to go further than what it went. And it frustrates you and it angers you because you held up your end of the bargain. You did the work. You did everything you were supposed to do. But when you met them, it was the wrong time, even though they swear it's divine timing, right? And it didn't work out. And you know that it was supposed to work out at least for another few months or whatever. But you can't force somebody to spiritually ascend. You have to put you first, right? And this person wasn't treating you right. And it could bring disease and then take your life. Like, is it really worth being with someone who sleeps around with a bunch of women for you to get HIV or herpes or any of that stuff? You know what I mean? Is it really worth it? Is love really worth it? Because love doesn't do that. You know what I mean? So you got to take action. Some of you, whatever situation you're in, you got to take action, or you got to take action to get out of the house so you can meet somebody. Whatever God is guiding you to do, just build it. Just build it. Like Noah built that ark, not knowing, like if it would work, or just build it. Just build it. Whatever it is, just do it. That's why I'm doing this. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm just doing it. Don't let them dim your light. Some of you lost who you were in this relationship, trying to please them and trying to be everything they wanted so that they wouldn't leave you. Accept that it's over. Accept that you are being led on a different path that God has for you. And you need to forgive and learn. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. I think I challenge you guys this week, to take yourself out by yourself. Either go out to a dinner by yourself, sit down at Starbucks, have a cup of coffee by yourself, go to the movies by yourself, enjoy a fine dining experience by yourself, go get a massage by yourself, go get a facial by yourself. Do something that you love to do by yourself and see what that feels like. It's very uncomfortable at first for some people, but you need to figure out how it feels to be alone and still love yourself. Autumn, release the old and rest. Oh my God. Have any of you guys been haunted by these blackbirds? They keep coming. It's only been twice. Where they're supposed to be good omens. Where a flock of blackbirds just stopped in front of my house. And they stopped there for like 5 minutes and I saw them just in front of my house. Not the neighbor's house, not across the street, my house. And then left. And then another time I came outside to bring the garbage and they were all in the tree next to my bedroom. A bunch of blackbirds. They were nowhere else to be found. Again, not my neighbors, not across the street. And then they left. And I was like, what the fuck? If you guys know what that means, please let me know. Because everything I saw was like, it's a good omen. I'm like, okay. Azure. So you might be seeing the blackbirds, and they're like coming to you or around you. So Azure. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. So there's your timeline. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it to happen. That's hard for type A personalities. Irene. Come on, Irene. Da, 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 da. I know it's Eileen, but peace. There is no need to worry. Everything is working out beautifully. Oh, that's the hardest thing to believe, isn't it? I can't even. Starseed, what lights you up? Yeah. Take, did you guys stop before? I think I told you guys to stop and then dance. I think so. Might not. If I didn't tell you to stop and dance before, stop the video right now and dance for one song and then come back. Go ahead, do that. I want you guys to get your blood pumping and to be excited and go do that. If I did tell you to do that, do it again anyway. I don't care. Just do it. Dancing is so good for the soul. If you can't dance because you have a handicap, chair dance. Sit in your chair, put on the music, and then just jam out with your arms and your body and just move your upper body. I know. I chair dance all the time in my car. Okay. Then when you come back, I want you to make a list of the 10 things that make you happy. Like I said, this week I challenge you to go out and do something by yourself. Obviously that you enjoy doing. So write 10 things that you enjoy doing and then go do that. Maybe you just want to go for a walk in the park by yourself. Maybe you want to have a picnic by yourself in the park. Maybe you want to, I don't know, because a lot of people don't have a lot of money to spend. So a picnic in the park, you could do that on your own. Just get some, whatever you like and sit in the park. But you can't have alcohol because you could get a ticket, depending on where you live. And do that. A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Things are shifting. That's what the pandemic was. It shifted a lot of things spiritually. Get ready for it. You're being shifted. Stars. You can manifest your every wish. Okay. That goes here. Talk about your feelings. Tell a friend how you feel. Tell a friend how you feel. Blog it. Vlog it. You don't have to, you could put on a mask, you guys. You can create a channel and wear a unicorn mask or a mermaid mask or one of those crazy pinhead masks. Nobody cares. And just talk about what you got to talk about. And that could be your thing, right? But send me the link because I would like to follow you. And just let it out. What do I resist feeling right now? Oh my, screenshot that. Oh, my nose itches, I might sneeze. Some of you might be getting in a fight with somebody. Maybe be careful who you implement those things, the conversation tools that I was talking about with you. Because if you're trying to implement them in your current conversation, some people that are defensive, narcissistic, and assholes, they're going to be like, where is this coming from? this isn't like you. Why are we having this conversation? Like, why are we talking about this? Blah, 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 you know? So I don't want you to get in a fight because you're trying to implement in your current relationship everything I'm teaching you, unless your partner is really cool and open-minded, unless you want to tell them and be like, I just watched this YouTube video about couples and getting closer, and, you know, I want to try some exercise with you. Let's try it, you know, whatever. But like, I don't want you to get in a fight over it. Or don't not break up with your person because of this video either, you know. We have to feel it to heal it. Oh, I love that. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. Allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean, universe. Feel it, heal it, enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. This is the best example, I have to take a picture of this, that I have ever heard of how to teach somebody how to heal. Stop fucking whining. That's both for me and you. No one wants to listen to that shit. Complaining makes you weak. You have the strength to change the world, so do it. Yes and no. No, you can turn your pain into profit, right? People want to know that they're not alone in the world. So pain, I think you should always share your pain. Complaining means that you're talking about it and then going right back into the same situation. If you talk about it and then leave the situation and start a new life or change the situation, you're not complaining. You're learning and you're growing. But if you're complaining, that means that you're talking about it, you're being not annoying, sorry. But but then you go right back to the same thing. So you're only going to be complaining, you know, versus like actually seeking advice on what to do next, actually implementing changes in your life. There's a big difference. You have the strength to change your world, so do it. This reading is for me too, you guys. Some good shit is about to happen. I fucking love these cards. Don't let your issues fuck it up. It's so true. Like, you can't go into the next relationship and be like, let me tell you everything about my last relationship. You just got to go out, have a good time. And then when that conversation comes up and they're like, you know, what was your last relationship like? You find a way without making the person look bad, because then they're going to feel like that's how you're going to treat them. To like talk about it, you know, and you only have to reveal what you want to. Some of you are 41 years old, or the number 41 maybe have significance to you, and you have to refill your well, which is why I said go out and do something for yourself. Some of you, your cup is runneth dry and you need to refill your well. So you need to surround yourself with people and things that then add to your prana, your energy, your life force, realigning your chakras, everything. That's why I keep telling you to stop the video and dance, because that also helps to realign your chakras and get your body moving and the energy flowing, right? So go out and refill your own well. Find somebody that you can reciprocate energy with, so you're both constantly refilling each other's wells. Not that you fill their well and then they go out and they give that to other people. Stand strong. Stand strong. Communication's coming in. Stand strong when it does come in. 21, it might happen on the 21st. Some of you might be 21 years old. Some of you it might be a significant number, 21. It might be your favorite number. I don't know. But 21, stand strong and hold your ground. Choices, feeling blocked and restrained. Some of you are really feeling drained. And like I said, sometimes it's because you're allowing yourself to go through something that you should have walked away from a very long time ago. And for others of you, it has to do with the fact that the choices you're making are not the best for you. And your body is letting you know you're not making good choices. So until you do, we're not going to work. It's like a protest, right? So you're feeling restricted, and sometimes you don't have a choice because this person's lying to you, and you can only make choices based on the truth, right? Like, somebody tells you the truth and then you can make a clear decision. But if somebody's lying to you, then it skews your options and your choices, and therefore you don't have them. You're actually being Pied Piper, like guided towards imminent death kind of thing. So just be very careful, you know, and make your decisions based on truth. But you might be feeling blocked. Another thing, like I said before, is that it could be all those energies from these other people that might be in their relationship, or even outside influences. Like maybe their mom doesn't like you, or their sister. So they're sending all that hate your way, mal ojo, right? Mal de ojo. you know, like evil eye, like, I don't like that person, I don't like them for you, and blah, 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 blah. So that makes you feel sluggish because those are psychic attacks that are affecting you. So you want to do 4 things. You have 4 elements. You have 4 ways to heal yourself, right? One is you can put a glass of water in your room, a clear glass, no lines, no nothing, just a clear glass. Fill it to the rim with water, and every week you change it. Every Sunday or whatever, you change the water, and that's supposed to help absorb negativity. Some of you might burn incense, but burning incense is equivalent to inhaling a cigarette. You know, same equivalent. So just be very careful with the incense burning. You might want to open windows and stuff, but it does help to clear the energy. Burning a candle, those are, you know, incense is smoke, which is air. Burning a candle is fire, and then you have earth, which is salt. You could put salt in the 4 corners of the room, but only if you can reach there and clean the 4 corners. Some people put salt along the windowsill, but again, you're going to have to clean that off. Usually within, like, some people do it once a month, some people do it once a week. It just depends on how you feel. Others of you, crystals. Crystals are earth, and they also help draw out negativity. So that's why everybody's into this whole crystal phase, where there's like crystals everywhere. Like everywhere you go, there's crystals, crystals, crystals. Another way is sound. Some people, you just ring a bell and it'll clear the energy of any negativity in the room. That's why Buddhists, every hour on the hour, they ring a bell to remind you to be mindful and to pause for a moment, but also to help clear the energy. Because especially like if you go to Thich Nhat Hanh's monastery, Blue Cliff Monastery in upstate New York, I love that place. There's so many people that come in and out with so many different energies. You have to constantly clear the energies. So there's always incense burning. They're always, you know, ringing a bell. Like, you know, even when sometimes they do it on the quarter of every hour, depending on where you are. So that's just another way to remove that negative energy and clear your space if people are trying to send you el mal de ojo. There's nothing you can do about other people. The truth is, and this is a secret I'm going to tell you, if you are constantly high vibing, if you're like, I'm gonna go do me, and you literally live life on your terms, and you have a good time, and you live your life, and you don't do wrong by anybody, and you're just always happy, and when you walk in a room, you fill the room with happiness, nothing can touch you. You're so high vibing, no black magic, nothing can touch you. Those people are always lucky because nothing can touch you. You know, also take baths in like roses, because roses are the highest vibing flower. And you just put rose petals in the water, and then you can put that Florida water that's also made out of roses in the water when you take a bath with some Epsom salts, because your body needs salts. That's another way to protect yourself and heal yourself. And again, stay high vibing. Don't let anything get to you. Be like, somebody hurts you, be like, oh, you were trying to hurt me? Haha, no, you can't. I got stuff to do. I got things. Always have something to live for and do. And then you won't be distracted, and you won't be able to take a break. And not that you don't want to take a break and heal, but like you just have other things. You're like, I have other things I got to focus on. I can't deal with this right now. That's your problem. That's your negative energy. I got to keep it moving, but not in like a selfish way, in a way that like you're always high vibing, because, you know, you're high vibing, and then that will negate a lot of the things that people try to send your ways. Anyways, that's what I have for you guys. If you do like my channel, please like, subscribe, and share. Look at my numbers. Just look at my numbers. You know how many people go on people's readings and they don't subscribe and they don't like? Please help me. I put so much time and effort into my readings, and I would really appreciate any assistance that you can do. And, you know, not everybody can donate. I mean, I've never had a donation, so I wouldn't know. But I've donated to a lot of other tarot card readers. But, you know, like if you can't, literally, the very least that you could do is just like and subscribe. And it helps the reader, because if the readers aren't getting support and they're not seeing that people are watching their videos or liking them, it even though it's your calling, you're going to stop reading, because you're like, why am I going to keep reading if nobody cares, right? Nobody wants to subscribe. Nobody likes my channel. But then if you get that recognition and those affirmations of like, oh, people liked my video, even if they didn't subscribe, they liked my video. Okay, well, maybe I should keep doing this. You know what I mean? So that's why you do that. Even if it's not for me, for other readers, just like and subscribe. If you like the video, just like it. It doesn't cost you anything. If you have favorite readers that you're not subscribed to, because I know a lot of people don't subscribe because they don't want because you could see when people, you know, what people are subscribed to, right? On YouTube. I don't know if there's a setting to change it, but you could see that. So some people don't subscribe to tarot card readers because they don't want people to know that they watch tarot card readers. And that's perfectly fine. but at least like the video. You know what I mean? And I think there's also another feature where you could see the liked videos. I don't know. So I understand why people might not do that, but then donate if you can't. You know what I mean? Like, because at least you're giving back in some way. Because remember, the more videos that are liked and the more subscribers they are, you don't really have to pay the tarot card reader because they're getting monetized videos. You know, I think once you have over 1,000 subscribers, then they start paying you for ads. It's not much, but when you start getting to like 50,000, 100,000, you know, like those numbers, then you're making good money. You don't really need the likes and subscribes, you know, but it helps. It helps a lot because then advertisers are going to want to advertise on your channel, right? So now a tarot card reader can afford to give free readings because they are getting compensated for their time. You know what I mean? But until then, you know, as we build our channel, like anything that you can do to assist, if you feel like you should and it resonates with you, then do it. If for some reason you're like, no, I don't want to subscribe, I don't want to like, well then okay, thanks. No worries. Maybe you want to leave a comment and be like, yeah, I liked your video. Because that helps us too. It makes us feel better, you know? Anyways, I'm going to go now. XOXO.